What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I do a nasal treatment when I get home. My nose is bugging the bejesus out of me. Shoot, I can't remember if I need to stop to do anything. Screw it. I'll be fine. Well, guys, tonight is my middle daughter's first high school concert. So that will be live on YouTube around 6:55. I may go on a little earlier at 6:50 just to make sure that I've got the live stream going before they start the show. What else? And then afterwards, we're going to go to Dairy Queen. That part will not be live streamed, so don't expect to get a purview of me and my kids sucking down on our ice cream, because, yeah, you don't need to see that. What a debate last night, guys. Wow. Vance is amazing. He is so eloquent in his words. He is very educated. He's very good at getting his point across. And he's even very nice when he interrupts you. He's like, well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I kind of got to speak the truth here. That's freaking amazing. I thought that was hilarious when he fact-checked the moderator, because the moderators were not supposed to be fact-checking, and he fact-checked the moderator. That was hilarious. Yeah, Tim Walz, that guy is not a good debater at all. If it was way earlier in the campaign right now, if Kamala could drop Tim Walz as her as her vice president, I think last night kind of proved that she probably would have. That guy just, wow. Okay, so I want to get into the debate. Unfortunately, I can't pull up any videos because I am streaming on my phone, and yeah. So one of the cuts from the debate that I want you guys to check out, it's Tim Walz getting asked his first question. Hello. Hey, Angel, how we doing? So Tim Walz gets to go first, and the first question they ask him right out the gate is, well, you say you were in Tiananmen Square in China when they had the riots, but all the people around you are saying you're full of poop and you weren't there. Can you explain that? And he goes on this 5-minute, oh, I would love for you to do that, Mini AWM Pro. I would love for you to like and subscribe. You don't got to ask my permission to do that. So Tim Walz goes on this like 2-minute, 16-second diatribe of he was raised in a small town, grew up in a small town, went and served the military, then got out, then became a teacher using the GI Bill, and he's such a hard worker for his community, and you could almost hear the southern drawl coming out the further he talked. And finally, he gets done talking, and he shuts up, and the moderator's like, well, Governor, you didn't answer the damn question. What do you say for the discrepancy? Oh, I misspoke. Sometimes I'm a, what did he call himself, a goofball? My gosh. I wouldn't call him a goofball. I'd call him a goober, maybe. And then he did the, he made the mistake. Obviously, he doesn't know how to talk real well, because if he did, he would, if he knew how to talk really well, he would have looked at the what he would have thought about what he was saying firsthand, and then he would have said it correctly. Because when he was talking, they were talking about, I'm trying to remember what they were talking about. I could have sworn they were talking about gun control or something to do with kids. And I don't know if it was on shootings or if it was on abortion. I'm pretty sure it was on, no, on gun violence. It was on gun violence. And if you're having a good day today, by the way, give me a thumbs up in chat. Anyway, he was talking about something that led him to talking about having the Sandy Hook people in his office. And then he said the phrase, and I quote him. The phrase was, "And I made friends with school shooters." Really? That's a head scratcher, guys. That's unbelievable. That's a head scratcher. I don't think I would ever make that snafu, and if I did, I would immediately correct it. I would not let that go in the open air and just sit there. Like a dirty fart you're trying to hotbox your wife with if you're married. You know, that's what that was like. He just let that one go and just let it sit out there. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I did not expect that to come out. My bad. There you go. That's what Tim Walz did. And I love how the agreement was not to fact check, be fact checked by the moderators, yet they kept fact checking Vance. And I'll admit they called out Walz on his Tiananmen Square faux pas, but that was it. And what's up, Gio? And they called him on that, but I think that was the last thing they called him on. But yet they went after JD Vance, asking him where he was going to get the money for the plans. He's like, well, we can get it from all sorts of places. There's grants out there. There's going to be extra revenue coming in because we're going to bring the stock market, not the stock market, the job market back up. We're going to reduce inflation, which is going to increase the value of our dollars. Hey, Graham. I'm doing good. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. The phone's just to the left of my right mirror, so it doesn't really bug me. I multitask quite a bit, actually. I'm on a frontage road anyway, and there's no traffic, so we're fine. I promise you, we're fine. And they want to sit there and attack Trump for all the Tim Walz kept attacking Trump last night, saying how bad he was. And people can argue how bad Trump was with his words and his tweets all they want. But it has been factually proven that the policies that he put in place benefit the middle class Americans. Actually, they benefited everybody. Whether you were lower class, upper class, or middle class during the Trump administration, you were doing pretty good from 2016 to 2020 until COVID hit. And I really feel that's what a lot of people are missing. It's the old diatribe, are you better now than you were 4 years ago? If I had to answer that question, the answer would be a hell no. Stay on your side of the road. Jeez Louise. That is one thing I hate about driving in Colorado. They think it's okay to cut corners. So when they're going around a round corner, they go across the yellow line, and then when they get honked at, they get mad and they flip you off. It's like, really? So I'll put it to you this way, guys. I was making less than I am now 4 years ago. I was working one job. I would do a side gig every once in a while just to make a little extra cash because I was just, trying to take care of my kids and save up a little for Christmas and incidentals, so to speak. And as I was doing all that, I could pay all my bills. All my groceries were paid, taken care of, and I had an extra member in my household. So instead of having 6 in my household, I had 7. My stepdad was there, and I was buying groceries for the household. I wasn't just buying it for my kids. I was buying it for the household. I could pay $300 and get enough food to last 7 people just a little over 2 weeks. And that's with me making my lunches to take to work. I wasn't eating out. That was me. Well, I wasn't really making my lunches. I was taking a Hot Pocket with me every day because that's the cheapest thing I could afford that I actually liked and could stand eating every day was a Hot Pocket. You gotta do what you gotta do so your kids can eat, I mean, this year I owe over $300 in school, almost $300 in school fees, and I have one less kid in school. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Inflation is so bad, your money doesn't go any farther than it used to. Everything's more expensive. Okay, here you go, guys. Perfect example. You used to be able to buy a 24-ounce pack of bacon at Walmart here in Colorado for about $5. I bought 2 of them last night. I paid $7.95 a piece. For bacon. I mean, I walked out of there, I think I had 6 items, 2 of which were on clearance, and I still walked out paying almost $50. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, yeah, is Trump a loudmouth? Yeah, so am I. So what? We have the freedom of speech for a reason. You know why? Because it's not the speech that you like that needs protected. It's the speech that you don't like. Somebody spouting on a public sidewalk that Buddha is the real God and this, that, and the other. They have every right in the world to say that. That's actually 2 parts of the First Amendment: freedom of speech and freedom of religion. And they have every right to say that. They could say they think you're ugly. They could say they think you smell. So what? I was raised on the fact that words don't hurt. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words should never hurt you. And I firmly believe in that, because if you are such a snowflake that you're offended by someone telling you how they feel or what they think, then yes, the definition snowflake fully applies to you. Why? Because a snowflake doesn't get offended because somebody said something you don't like. Bahir, thank you for the advice, but I got it. Appreciate it though. And I think it's really sad the state that our country has reached when it comes to being attacked for what you think, feel, and believe about stuff. You have every right to believe and think what you want to think. Now, there are a couple caveats to this, and I'm not saying you can't still do that. You can. But you also have the right to look stupid if you want to, if someone has facts and you want to make up your own facts, or you want to make up lies and make it seem like you have facts when you don't. If you want to look stupid, you have every right to look stupid. But if someone sticks facts in your face and you keep spouting off the same garbage, you're just making yourself look dumb. Now, if somebody says something that's false and you want to fact check them, feel free. I do all the time. I can almost guarantee a lot of my family dislikes me because I doubt what everyone tells me anymore. Because I've caught people not knowing what they're talking about so much that I don't trust anybody. I don't trust our government because there's something sneaky always going on. There's someone always making millions of dollars off of my hard-earned tax dollars that I have to pay to the government. The police, there's a lot of corrupt police officers out there, and there's a lot, and I will say there are a lot of good officers out there, but if the good officers know of the bad officers and they refuse to do anything, they're just as bad in my book. A good cop to call out a bad cop, just like the one of the key lines from the Republicans when it comes to gun violence is you need a good guy with a gun to deter or battle against the gun, and that's 100% true, and it's been documented. There's multiple videos out there that if you have someone in a situation where they have a gun and they're a good guy and a bad guy with a gun comes in, the bad guy with a gun's gonna die. Especially if the good guy with a gun knows how to use it and doesn't just carry it for a trophy piece. And that right there is how I feel about our president and our country. There are a lot of bad actors in this. I said that inverted, don't mind me. So one of the things that you need to understand is if you don't have a set of morals that you live by that are based on certain truths, then what you're living for and what you're living by is a lie. What does an atheist live for? I'm not degrading anybody. I'm honestly asking a question. Everyone has to have a purpose in their life to make it worth living, right? Well, if you're an atheist, what purpose do you have? Just so you can work for 50 years of your life after you get out of school and secondary education or college, to go work your butt off, find the love of your life, and live a good life, and then that's it? And then you just fade off into nothingness? The great beyond that nobody knows because nobody ever comes back from it to talk about? That's what I'm saying, guys. We all have to have a purpose and a reason to live. And I can tell you right now that I truly feel that God has put the purpose of fixing this country on Trump's heart. I firmly believe that. Our country has been going downhill for many, many years. And one of the things that's really brought our country down is the fact that out of the last, I think it's 20 years, the Democrats have been in control of it 16. Think about that. Out of the last 4-year cycles, it has been ran by Democrats the majority of the time. And look at where our country is. Inflation's through the roof. Yeah, we had a slight recovery in 2016 to 2020 before COVID hit. But before that, jobs sucked. The job market sucked. Cash for clunkers illuminated a lot of inexpensive cars for people who can't afford a $20,000 car to buy. My daughter just bought her first car. $10,500 for her first car. Because you know what? I'm not going to let her buy a piece of shit. And I mean that in its wholehearted definition. I am not going to let my daughter buy a a used solid metal turd just because it's cheap. Not going to happen. And that's why she saved up. She saved up $3,500 of her own money. Put it down on a car. Her car payment is reasonable. Her insurance is reasonable. She has a job. She's very responsible, and she does what she needs to do. Does she have fun on the side? Of course she does. All kids should. As long as their responsibilities are taken care of. And that's what I think you need to realize. Trump is trying to do what's best for our country. The economy sucks right now. I'm working 2 jobs plus side gigs. I didn't have to do that 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I was making less than I am now and still only worked 1 job. And when it comes to inflation is the biggest issue we have right now besides the job market. Oh, and speaking of jobs, did you guys see what happened on the docks the other day? The fact that they went on strike? This is scary, guys. You think inflation is an issue? Talk about a lot of demand with no supply. We need help as a country. We really do. So, I don't know, guys. I'm just talking. I got some shit on my mind that I really don't want to speak about publicly, and got some stuff bugging me that is really not. Don't take this the wrong way when I say this. It's not that it's not any of your guys' business, even though it's not. It's that it's not something I want to air in the public airways. I'll leave it at that. So, I really feel that Trump is the best hope for our country. Because if you look at record for record, now everybody's talking about how Kamala isn't the president. Yeah, but you know what? Last time I checked, when you get a VP, they're supposed to help you run the country, right? And you're supposed to have so much trust in them that if you die or become incapacitated, that they're supposed to take over the country and run it for you while you're incapacitated, correct? Did I get that part wrong about why you pick a good VP? Okay. So, now that we have that taken care of, now look at what Kamala could have done. Everything Kamala has said she wants to do in her promotion as president, as opposed to being vice president, she could have done the last 3.5 years. We sure as hell know Biden wasn't running the damn country. That senile old fart, the fact that he made it through 4 years and didn't keel over, I'm honestly flabbergasted he didn't keel over on his own. I'm not wishing it on him. I'm just saying, I'm surprised he made it through. But at the same time, he didn't make it through and do a good job. Our country is in shambles. Before Biden took office, our country was energy independent. Our country had a surplus of oil that we were selling and making money and helping bring down our deficit and taking care of our country first. Speaking of that, let me ask this quick question to the chat, and I want everybody's true opinion on this. Honest opinions only. Are you going to worry about whether or not your neighbor's house is in order? before you make sure your own is in order, or are you going to make sure your house is in order before you go talk to your neighbor and help them get their house in order? Which one are you going to do? Your house or your neighbor's house? Another perfect example. Any of you ever flown on a plane? What happens when you fly on a plane? They do the safety brief. What's one of the things they tell you in the safety brief? If we lose pressure in the cabin, oxygen masks will drop down from the storage bays up above. Please put one on yourself and then, if able, assist those around you. Well, guess what, everybody in America? Our gas masks have dropped. Are you going to suffocate and help some other damn country instead of taking care of yourself? Or are you going to save yourself first and then help them when we're able to help them in a more efficient and beneficial manner? Anyone with a brain will tell you that you take care of yourself first. And that's something we haven't done for a long time. We didn't do it for a long time before Trump, and we haven't done it since Trump got out of office. And that's something we need to fix, we need to rectify, and we need to make it so ingrained in our society that it does not happen again, that we put another country, another illegal immigrant, or another foreign leader above our own citizens. Because that's wrong. With that being said, guys, hey, Mustafa USA, thanks for the tip, but I'm going to do what I want. Thank you. But we need to take care of ourselves first. And we can't let anything or anyone stand in the way of us doing that. With that being said, guys, I am home and I have a choir concert I need to get my mobile setup ready for. Do some testing to make sure everything's working like it did before. And then probably take a little nap. Either that or take a shower, one of the two. I haven't decided yet. With that being said, guys, I am going to get out of here. And I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Peace.